We welcome to the podcast, Ina Andolong. Hi, Ina.
Hello, Cherie.
Welcome to the FTV studios. It's so nice to finally see you in person.
I know, long time coming. Dapat
Aha.
matagal na. But I'm so happy to see you and be here in this type of setup. Sabi ko nga sa'yo kanina, nakaka-miss.
Yung
ganitong
pareho tayo
loob
nasa
ng studio.
studio.
Bigla ako
Oo.
na-miss yung ginagawa natin back home. But
Si
thank
Ina
you.
po, nagkasama kami sa CNN Philippines. She was our Malacanang correspondent then. She was there longer than me. I joined CNN Philippines much later than Ina did. Yeah, so...
But yeah, nakikita lang kami madalas sa makeup room.
Oo. Kasi siya yung nasa field. At that time, mostly nasa studios na lang ako towards the latter part of my career in the Philippines. But
Yeah.
tell us about like what you've been busy with now in terms of your career.
Oh my gosh. Well, ngayon medyo busy na because for some weird reason, unexpectedly, I'm now handling or part of 3 social media platforms, channels, vlogs. So medyo naging busy na rin all of a sudden because since I got here in 2020, I've just been at home primarily. And things just got busier this year, 2024. Bago yung 2024, sobrang iba sa routine ko sa Philippines. I've been a stay-at-home mom. Nag-part-time work lang ako from home. Ayun, taking care of the house. Sobrang big difference talaga.
So now you have those 3 different YouTube shows, no?
Yeah.
And one is your personal podcast, the
In a nutshell. Yeah.
Tapos yung isa, anong title ng the other 2?
Ang nauna dyan, yung my part-time work, that's thrice a week for Politico, where
Okay.
me and my co-host, Michael Fahatin. You
Si
know him?
Michael. Yeah, from
okay, so we
GMA7.
interview newsmakers from the Philippines. So yun sa gabi ko ginagawa para morning in Manila.
That's
So
once a week.
Yeah, that's once a week.
Okay.
Thrice a week.
Oh, thrice a week.
For
Okay.
Politiscoop. And then second was my personal vlog, In a Nutshell, which I started actually early 2023. But I only really regularly updated it or posted rather this year. And then this year also, I joined 2 other Filipino vloggers here in Canada, si Mark Carino and si Rice Velasquez, for parang a collab channel called Spot Pinoy, where we interview also, parang actually medyo similar dun sa In a Nutshell, we interview Filipinos here about their stories, their journeys in Canada. And ayun, so yung tatlo na yun. In a nutshell, I try to post every day. Spot Pinoy, we have thrice a week. Plus Politico, thrice a week. So it's been a bit busy na rin. Grabe.
That sounds very busy. Kasi some people might think just because it's social media, it's easy, diba? But it also takes a different skill set. Kahit na tayong galing na sa industriya ng television, for example, and using, being on cam, using all these equipment. But it's still a different animal, right?
It is. Tsaka, obviously, the biggest difference is mag-isa lang ako gumagawa ng lahat. So, there's...
Ikaw rin ang nag-i-edit ng content mo.
Correct.
Ikaw ang nag-iisip. Wala kang editor.
Yeah, and the viewers might not realize it, but it also takes a lot of research.
Yes.
Especially for those that say I make for In a Nutshell. Kasi iisipin nila, nagsasalita ka lang dire-diretso.
Oo.
But no, as much as possible, I still try to read up on everything that, I'm gonna talk about. Several news articles pa rin binabasa ko beforehand. Sometimes days in the making lang din yung isang episode. Tapos I try to do it every day. So medyo mentally draining and
Yes.
exhausting din siya, sa totoo lang.
This is how you can tell that a journalist or a media practitioner is really worth his or her salt. At least for me, my standards are, kasi yung research talaga is a big thing.
Yeah.
And if it looks easy, if you see the final product and it looks easy and it looks like there was no effort on it, the more effort there was on it.
Correct.
Diba? And that goes for everything. If you see, for example, a theater play or a ballet performance, and it looks effortless, it looks easy, that means they put more work into it.
Correct. Madalas sinasabi nila na parang madali ang galing mo mag-explain, parang ganyan.
Kasi
Pero sa totoo,
nagbasa
you're
kami.
very conscious then of how you say things.
Right,
I'm not
right.
saying it's perfect and I don't make mistakes. We
Yes.
do. Pero it takes skill, tama ka nga, no? And I guess years of experience also helped me in a way manage yung my thought process,
Right.
the way we explain reports,
The way you organize your thoughts.
Yeah,
It's also because of so many things that you have to find out and research. And then, ikaw nang mag-aano niyan magsa-siphon off niyan into what makes sense. And kami kasi we're trained like to not really give our own opinions, but
Correct.
to present to you all the facts. These are the things that we know for a fact, no? But yeah, so interesting. Your journey here in Canada, I'm sure a lot of people are interested. I don't know if you talk about it a lot in your podcast because I know that when you're the host, you are concerned about your guests.
Correct.
Diba?
Ngayon lang ako mai-interview.
Oo.
Usually, I do the interviewing in the vlogs din.
Correct. So, tell us about the journey. 2020, why did you decide to move to Canada?
Well, because of my husband. He's been a citizen sila ng family niya since early 2000 pa. But I met my husband in Manila because he studied nursing there and finished nursing there.
Okay.
Pero nakapag-high school din siya dito, ganyan. But he went to nursing school in Manila and with a goal of practicing here in Canada. Ang dami gumagawa nun. But when he got here, things worked out differently. To put it nicely na lang. Medyo, kumbaga hindi niya feel yung idea na mag-aaral pa pala siya ulit dito. He didn't practice nursing na in the Philippines and went straight here. Pero throughout that time, na-meet ko na nga siya sa Manila. He would
So you met him while he was in nursing school?
No, not yet. After he
Okay.
finished nursing,
After.
tumambay pa siya sa Manila, helping out with his family's dental clinic there because they're a family of dentists. Tapos, yeah, he went here. Paano ba ang hirap i-describe nung naging relationship namin eh. I went to CNN Atlanta for a fellowship there. CNN Journalism Fellowship in Atlanta, Georgia. When he was here, he went to me. Talaga kinukwento ko yung love story. Pero mabilis lang
interesant.
to.
Don't worry about the time. We have 47 minutes to
Okay.
go.
So he went to Atlanta to see me. And then we ended up taking like more than a week or I think 11 days trip going to New York, a road trip where we stopped by the different states. Parang overnight kami ng every state. Hanggang natapos na yung trip ko because I went to my cousin in New York. Wala na. Nung umuwi ako ng Pilipinas, we just got back we just got together. Parang naging kami na. And then I would visit him here in Canada. Siya naman din uuwi ng Pilipinas. And take note, wala pa siyang full-time job nun in Canada. He was really taking on different, what some would say, survival jobs. And to some extent, para siyang nape-prevent kumuha ng full-time job because it would keep him from going to the Philippines to visit.
See you,
Parang
to
ganon.
pursue. Ang galing naman pala mag-pursue ni Ate. Congratulations.
Sabi, ay nako.
I love hearing love stories.
And then until we got engaged and then we had to decide if we were gonna stay here or in Manila. Siguro sabi mo nang ako na lang nag-isip na I'll just let go of my job even if it was my dream job. Kasi what was he gonna do there? Ang hirap maging nurse sa Pilipinas if he is going to do that there. Dito, iba ang nurse. And then I think siguro ako may better chance to end up doing something to complement,
How long was the relationship before you decided to get married?
3 years? 3 years? 3 ba? Hindi ako sure. Parang 3 years, mga ganon. So, ayun, that was, that was just
Okay.
it. So, I moved because my husband, I think, would give us a better life here. Parang ganon. Yes.
And what are your thoughts after 4 years?
I'm liking it here very much. I am appreciating the peace, less toxic culture that meron tayo sa Pilipinas. I think it's primarily because of the work that we did. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, pag reporter ka, you wake up every day, burden mo yung problema ng buong
Ng bansa.
ng buong bansa, hindi lang ng problema mo.
And you are bombarded with bad news.
Yeah,
diba?
and
Kasi
you
yun
have
ang
to take it in and understand everything. Talagang medyo
taxing sa
it is.
mentally taxing. Oo.
Here in Canada, although I still am, always updated with what's going on in the Philippines because of Politico, a lot less naman yung stress level. I don't do
Right.
field work.
Right.
Nakikipag-usap lang ako sa mga interviewees.
Oo.
So yeah, parang na rin, best of both worlds. I still do the job that I love, but at a distance that I like. Yung parang hindi ako kasing stressed.
When you said that also, kasi ang hindi din alam ng marami or hindi nila nakikita, when you're a journalist and you gather all of these news, no, to be able to present it to the public, ikaw na yung nag-imbibe nung energy, nung buong storya na ginawa mo. But when you go in front of the camera, it has to be without any emotions, no?
You have to be pleasant pa nga diba?
And that's how you come across when you report. It's always parang these are the facts and you have a very pleasant way of delivering it. Ang hindi nila nakikita doon, yung na-absorb mo doon sa balita bago ka humarap sa camera. Like for me naman, most of my exposure to fieldwork in ABS were mga calamities, were bagyo, were pag bumutok ang bulkan, pag may earthquake, pag may ganyan. And there's a lot of people who died and you talk to their relatives and you see decapitated bodies and all that. And those are the things that you absorb. And then pagharap mo, hindi ka naman iiyak sa harap ng camera. You're just gonna tell them, ito nangyari so that, you know, the government can do their share or the people can do their share in what just happened. But that's what we have to contend with. Diba?
And all the frustrations, you know, it's kept inside. Tapos parang eventually parang habang nag-report ka, you can't say it, but like, bakit wala pang government help dito? Yung parang, you can, but kailangan tempered kumbaga yung expression mo of like asking for government help in certain calamity-stricken areas.
Pero I'm happy and I can't help but feel proud when I see you still practicing what you do.
Thank you.
In the rin naman, in parang what is really the modern platform nowadays. So it's a lot of practitioners like us who are so used to, even I can say for myself because you're much younger than me, like yung mga my age or older than me, it's not really very easy for us to transition to the social media platform. So it's nice that you are doing that and you're capturing that market already because you have a message to impart and you're professionally trained to do that. Diba?
Pero ibang-iba talaga yung platform. Like here, diba also, there's so much more flexibility with social media. Like, yes, in a way, my mindset is still working as a journalist. But my format, as opposed to before na hindi ako nakakabigay ng opinion, dito may papuslit-puslit na mga opinion, which I would say is the biggest adjustment doing my vlog. Parang ganun. Minsan parang nahihiya ako, nako-conscious ako kasi nga trained ako not to say anything, not to disagree or agree with a certain, government policy. Yung mga government policies here in Canada pa naman yung gusto kong pag-usapan in the vlog. So yun yung dun ako very careful when doing my episodes. I try to, and ang hirap maging neutral pero I try to be pa rin, diba? Kaya ang hili kong gawin is to ask also people about, let's, what do you think about it too? Ganun lang naman yung goal ko dun. I'm not being a reporter in my episodes.
Right.
It's just I want our kababayans to have a venue just to talk about mga balita dito. Because I know many are also looking for that type of venue ba? Yung parang ano kaya tingin ng mga Pilipino dito sa immigration policy na to? So marami nagpupunta sa comment section and dun sila nakakakita kung ano yung sentiments ba ng community natin.
That's where you get the conversation going. Let's talk about motherhood.
Oh my.
When did you have your first, you only have one baby
Just
pa lang,
one, yes.
one child pa lang, no? When did you have your first baby?
2021. And my God, Cherie, I never thought of having a child. I wasn't the kind of girl na growing up, no, I wanna be a mom. Hindi ako ganun.
Makes me curious. How was Ina as a child? Were you tomboyish?
I'd say I was. Wala akong sister. I have two brothers. Most of my cousins I lived with actually then for a time. Puro lalaki. So I played mga rough games growing up. Basketball, wrestling, holen, gagamba, yung mga ganun ginagawa ko nung bata ako. Yeah, but I don't know, hindi lang talaga ako yung girly type. Siguro that's also the reason why I never thought of wanting a child. Parang ganun. I was so happy also with my playmates back then. Ni sister, hindi ako naghanap.
You're an only child?
No, only girl.
Only girl. Ay, two
Yeah,
brothers you
two
mentioned.
brothers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then ewan ko, ano nangyari? Ayun na, nagka-baby na kami.
And how do you find motherhood?
Oh, I'm enjoying it. I guess it's you can never really prepare for it, I'd say.
And there's no right or wrong answer.
Every
to
day
any
is
situation.
different, but I am enjoying Luna, my 3-year-old now. Even more ngayon kasi nakakapag-interact na siya. Para ngayon, I feel like I'm at that stage where I have to be careful about how I act around her because talaga na-absorb na nila lahat ng actions mo. Careful with, the words that I say. Grabe kasi palang kumopya talaga mag-imitate ang mga bata. And then, marami nagsasabi sa akin ng mga friends ko, oh my gosh, Ina, how can you do it without a yaya, a nanny? Kasi sa Philippines, lahat ng friends ko with children, they have people to help them. But the thing is, when you become a mom here in Canada na walang help, wala ka nang ibang alam na way to be a mom, but to be a hands-on mom. Wala sa kamalayan ko na ipagkakatiwalo ko yung anak ko sa iba at this point. So, pero ibang time management ng mga nanay dito sa Canada. Grabe.
Diba? And that's actually my next question. Paano mo nasisingit? How do you manage your time that you're still doing these 3 other shows and you're a full-time mom as well?
I wonder how I do it. Hindi ko rin alam. Sa totoo lang, there were times where, ako ina-adjust ko rather yung schedule, let's say, nung politiko sa schedule ng husband ko. Kasi my husband is shifting every 2 weeks, changing yung schedule niya. So I would, thankfully, dahil sa flexibility ng social media and ng mga boss ko din, pumapayag naman sila, I can adjust the time slot for our program every 2 weeks din, para lang may bantay yung baby ko while I am talking sa computer.
Are the shows live?
Live yun. So even my partner Michael has to adjust his schedule every 2 weeks. So that went on for maybe 2 years, imagine. Naging medyo kampante na lang ako na kahit wala yung husband ko and do the shows. Ito nang medyo tumatanda si Luna. I can tell her, okay, just be quiet. She basically grew up, knowing that I would go to her room a few hours a day. So alam niya. She knows that when it's time for
Mommy's
politiko,
working.
she should be quiet. She knows that when it's in a nutshell, quiet din siya. Pag yung isa, yung Spot Pinoy, yun, alam din niya na pwede siya manggulo. So sometimes she's on the background, yung mga ganyan.
It welcomes that
But I really don't know how I manage it. Sa totoo lang. I adjust to my...
Sometimes it's like that, no? It would have chapters na when you look back, parang paano ko ginawa yun?
Correct.
Hindi ko alam, pero...
Minsan, part na rin, depende sa mood ng anak ko. Hindi mo alam.
But also, it's a good thing that now people are adjusting more to motherhood, to mothers, di ba? These are realities. I can totally relate to what you're saying na minsan nakakahiya na parang, sila nag-a-adjust kasi yung oras mo, ganito. I was very much like that before when I had my 2 kids and I was working in the networks. But parang now that I look back on it, if I can say something to younger moms, it's parang just accept that support kasi talagang you're worthy of it. You're raising a child, diba? You're raising someone who's going to be part of the community, who's going to build the community with everyone else in their generation. So you're building the next generation. So okay,
you're not alone.
We don't have to be very apologetic about those things. Dami kasing issue ng women diba? Even in this day and age.
Lalo na ngayon, ako sa totoo lang, sa umpisa nag-iisip ako, oh my God, hindi pwede si Luna sumingit sa frame, ganyan, But now it's like, it doesn't, syempre ayoko naman naglalaro siya the whole time, Pero yung mga pasilip-silip in the frames, dati kasi, bad yun.
Yes,
you can't have that happening in the studio. Pero ngayon, parang I think people are really more accepting seeing those online,
especially after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Na parang lahat naka-Zoom and you can really see things that are happening inside the homes.
It just humanizes us and it doesn't really affect the the message that you're bringing in your content.
That's
diba?
true. That's
Porque may
true.
mukha ng bata dyan,
Oo.
hindi naman nagbabago yung sasabihin ko eh.
Oo.
Parang ganun ba?
Oo.
So ayun, thanks to the flexibility and ayun na nga, parang informal platform setup dito sa social media. So
If there's any trait that you can pass on to Luna, if there's just one trait na ipapasa mo sa kanya, what would you want it to be?
ability to multitask with a minimal overthinking. May ganun ba? Kasi
Mukhang
yun yung natutunan ko, I think, you know. And I truly believe women have that special power ba? Nakaka-multitask tayo na hindi tayo masyado nakikitang stressed out. Although I know we all are,
Yung hindi halata.
mas composed lang tayo, I truly believe. At least, kasi ganun ang
my
napapansin ko sa asawa ko eh. Parang iba kami mag-deal with stress and when we have to do so many things at the same time because here in Canada, wala kayong
There's so
aasahan
many
kundi
things to do
kayong
all
dalawa
the
lang.
time. Yeah.
I think that's what I want Luna to learn. Huwag ka
Parang grace
masyad-
under pressure.
Yeah, parang grace under pressure siguro. Graceful ba ako? Ayoko naman.
No, but you are.
But yeah, and that you can do so many things talaga sa totoo lang at the same time, and don't let one aspect of your life dictate other things that you want to do. For example, some might think, naku, mami na ako, hindi ko na kaya gawin yan. Hindi. Oh my gosh. Ang dami nating pwede gawin being super moms. So I think that's it. Sana nga nakikita niya now growing up that, si mama nagluluto pa. Kasi I cook. I cook. At
you love cooking, diba?
Yeah, and then naglilinis ng bahay. Tapos, wait lang Luna, it's time for pala. Then I do work, and then be a mom, go to the park with her, and then have, quality time with the husband, and still be able to, have time out pa, yung mga kain kayo sa labas, punta kayo na mall. I really don't know how moms do it, but I'm sure hindi ako nag-iisa na parang, wow, nagagawa talaga natin lahat yun.
At one point, I seriously thought about quitting my job because I already have kids.
Yeah.
Ako naman, baliktad naman tayo. I would always look forward to the time that I was gonna be a mom.
Oh, okay.
Oo, kasi I think I even said when I was in high school, I want to be a mom at 24.
Wow.
May ganun pa ako na parang by 24, I want to have my first child. And then I'll have 7 kids. Yung gusto ko yung nakapatong na sila dito. Yung ang gulo, nandito sa balikat ko. Tapos may manggugulo. 4 boys and 3 girls pa. Sabi ko,
wow.
Pero it didn't naman come to. I have 2 girls. And I had my first one at 29. Pero at one point, I was so loving like being a mom. And I would really feel bad about those times that I'm not with her. Diba?
Yeah,
Yung iwan. Kasi nagtatrabaho ka. So pagdating, ayun na, parang naglakad na or nagano na. So you're missing milestones.
Correct.
So parang sabi ko, mag-quit kaya ako. And then a wise person told me na yung pagtatrabaho mo, you pursuing what you were put here on earth to do is actually a very good message and example for your child.
Correct. I agree. Yeah.
So that was the reason I continued doing what I was doing because I wanted to give my full to my child and I thought that if I did what I was still good at doing, then I was still doing it for her somehow.
Yeah.
And for yourself.
No,
So,
I totally, support women who want to be full-time mothers. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I also see value in having something to do outside being a mom. Kasi I think you become the best mom that you can be if you are also fulfilled.
Oo, at saka happy ka rin.
Kung meron kang
somehow.
passion ibig ko sabihin, kung meron kang passion outside being a mom, pursue it also. It will make you even better.
That's true.
Yeah.
Di ba meron nga tayong mga, I don't know if you know people or you have heard of people na parang at their old age, sasabihin nila na, binigay ko sa iyo lahat. Or they become all this grumpy old person.
Correct. Kasi
na,
nga,
because you gave everything and then
Yeah.
you let go of yourself. So yeah, I believe that too. But like, what do you do to de-stress?
I'm a homebody, sa totoo lang. Sobrang saya ko na. I'm on my couch, watching my favorite series. Oh my gosh, sasabihin ko na medyo nakakaya yung isang guilty pleasure ko lately.
Kailangan mo sabihin yan. Kasi we all have our embarrassing
Oh my
guilty
gosh, on
pleasures.
social media, bigla ko na lang na-realize, ang dami ko nang sinusundan pala nung mga kababayan natin nakapangasawa na mga foreigners. I love watching their journeys on their social media. Sa totoo lang, napakarami nila. Para naka-curious ako ko yung, merging of
Oo, cultures.
cultures, and then what they teach their husbands about being Filipino.
Yeah. Nakikita ko rin yung ibang ganyan. Although, very limited nga ako ngayon with social media. But so that's your guilty pleasure.
Yeah, ay, mababaw lang ang kaligayahan ko sa buhay. Sometimes, cooking. Also, I like it.
Anong masarap lutuin?
Nako, oh my gosh, hindi ko alam
Anong
mga
favorite nila
special.
ni Luna at saka
Hindi ko. Well, my in-laws lately, they've been, asking me to do my adobo. Yung mga ganun lang ba?
Anong version ng adobo mo?
Chicken pork na sobrang daming bawang. Sobrang
Dry
dami.
or
Medyo yung
masarap
nagmamantika. Ayan, yung konti na lang yung
mga twice cooked adobo, yung ganyan. Kasi
Oo.
daming version eh, di ba? More
correct.
than 100
Basta kailangan
version of
sobrang
adobo.
daming bawang. Tapos, kapag,
Sarap.
di ba, sinisimmer ko, duduruin ko talaga yung bawang na it's incorporated in the oil. Parang mantika na eh.
Oo.
Yung mga ganon. And then, yeah, that's just it. Hindi ako ma-shopping. I don't like going to mall. It just makes me tired now.
Same.
Even restaurants, so na lang. Husband ko mahilig kumain sa labas. But, I would tell him sa totoo lang, the best luxury, I read this somewhere pero parang the best luxury is being able to have the meal that you like in your own home. Being able to make it na same quality.
Oh, wow.
Parang ganun. And you get it at a cheaper price if you make it yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
Pag niluluto mo ba, nakakakain ka pa rin nung niluluto mo?
I know what you're saying. My mom, siya yung type na sa sobrang nagluluto buong araw. Wala na siyang gana.
Oo,
Pag
dun
ano.
sa, kasi you smell it na the whole time you're cooking it eh. Meron pa rin.
Sometimes, hindi naman all the time. I like preparing din kasi. I enjoy cooking because I like serving like food to my husband or our visitors at home.
Is there anything, sure meron naman kang namimiss sa Pilipinas. If there's anything that you miss in the Philippines, what would those things be?
Ay, syempre, my friends. My friends. Although I'm thankful, alam mo, nakakatawa nga when I think about it. Most of my friends, I've met them through the vlogs. Kasi yung friends namin, mostly, friends talaga ng asawa ko yun since he's been here a long time. Pero the friends that I've made, most of them talaga through vlogging. And I've met them in person, baka iniisip niyo virtual relationship. Hindi. Pero iba syempre. Yung relationship
yung
ninyo.
Yung kakilala ka nung...
Yeah, as opposed to people you grew up with.
Yes.
Yeah, yun, I miss them. I wanna update them, with what I've been doing here. Yung food, syempre.
If you didn't
That's just
leave the
it.
Philippines, what would you think you'd be doing there now?
Still the same. They would say CNN Philippines is gone. Pero I'm quite confident I'll find something media related to do pa rin naman.
Eh kung ngayon nga, media related pa rin. What more if you were there pa, diba?
As in, I feel like, wala, same. Happy pa rin ako doon. But I just don't know. I can't imagine myself raising a child there with that job. Feeling kong
That's
everything
true.
fell into place for me. I feel like dito ko sa Canada mas magiging better mom. And in a way, pa rin, earning mom. Parang ganun. Ang hirap sa Pilipinas.
Galing, no? Hands-on.
Now that I think about it, oh my God. Ang hirap maging mommy sa Pilipinas and give the things that you want to give your child.
That's one of the reasons why I actually thought of my direction when I found out I was pregnant with my first child, and I was heavily into field reporting and all that. Sabi ko, nakikita ko yung mga ibang practitioners, media practitioners na mommies, ganyan, na nakikita ko rin that their challenges of not having a lot of time for their kids. And that's not how I envisioned myself to be a mom. That's why there was that question on whether should I stop working as a journalist. But things work out.
Hindi ko pa imagine, Cherie, talaga. I can't imagine now. Kung kakayanin ko yung ginawa ninyo. Yeah.
Kakayanin mo pa rin yan. But as you said, things work out, diba?
Yeah.
Things worked out the way they did. For me, the way it worked out was I was offered from ABS then, I was offered in TV5 to just be an anchor. The time that I was pregnant,
Oh, wow.
the offer
Okay, yeah.
came, and I was like, this is such a strong answer to my prayer.
Yeah,
Because I wouldn't have to be on field na natatagtag ka sa crew cab the whole time in my first trimester. But it's funny that way. So you de-stress by cooking and by
Ang babaw
watching.
ko, no?
No, I
Ang babaw ba?
Actually, one thing that I want them to learn is keep your happiness shallow.
Yeah, I guess that's
yun
good
talaga
din.
yung
Oo.
gusto ko. Kasi hanggang ngayon mababaw pa rin talaga kaligayahan ko eh. Anyway, what are you most grateful for now?
Ano ba to? Parang ang cliche, but being here in Canada. Sa totoo lang. Especially ngayon when I, hear about what's going on back home, politics sa atin, I can't help but be grateful. I know Canada has, its own problems. It's not perfect. Lalo na sa panahon ngayon, ang mahal din mamuhay dito. Tightening, rules for immigrants, yung mga ganyan. Ang daming nagreklamong mga immigrants. Some immigrants are leaving. But ako, I guess, because of our exposure of the problems back home, although, I also talk about the problems here, I still cannot help but be thankful that I don't have to deal with that back home anymore. Yung stress ba, yung toxicity, frustrations with our public officials there. It's a never-ending conversation siya. Sabihin nila, baka dito rin sa Canada. Yung mga official din dito, yun, nireklamo ng mga Canadians, ganyan.
Hindi naman tayo mawawalan ng reklamo.
Correct.
Whatever. If we want to complain, there's always something to complain about.
What I always say is, but coming from where we come from, ay naku, alayo nito. Alayo na nito. And I'm thankful for that always.
Parang yung reklamo sa traffic, diba, dito sa Canada. Galit na sila sa Toronto traffic eh. Pero kung maaalala mo pa rin where you came from, how bad the traffic is.
Problema sa sweldo dito, ganun din naman sa Pilipinas. Yeah, I can't help but sabihin nila, you shouldn't compare first and third world countries, but sometimes you can't help it because you come from there.
And it's a personal thing. Like what you're grateful for now is being here. There's a lot to be grateful for. What do a lot of people don't know about you? Like sometimes even maybe your friends and family.
I'm shy. I'm shy pero lumalabas sa camera, no? Pero para akong meron slight anxiety. Let's say when I have to do this now. I mean, I miss it. Pero may meron akong may kaba. Hindi pa rin nawawala yun. Ayun, siguro yun lang. Everything else, wala. I'm very
Life is full of contradictions eh.
I don't like speaking before big crowds.
Same.
Yung mga ganon sabihin nila, ginagawa mo yan for a living eh. Hindi.
Yeah.
Like, kunyari may nag-o-offer sa akin before dito.
Mag-host,
gusto ko mag-host. I cannot. Natatakot ako.
But you're on camera like for so long. Sa camera po, kaharap lang namin camera, hindi tao.
Correct.
Hundreds or thousands of people.
I cannot do that. I have stage fright. Parang ganun.
That is surprising.
But hindi naman severe. Pero yun, I cannot do it. I'd stutter on stage. Siguro. Tapos, wala akong masasabi.
It's just amazing how much we have in common in terms of those things.
Yeah.
Kasi iba yan. Iba yung speaking in public.
Tsaka,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm quiet. Parang people expect that when we're on, let's say, on TV, on social media, na in person, makakakausap ka nila ng ganun din. Hindi ako ganun. Sometimes, quiet lang, madalas rather, quiet lang din ako when we're with visitors, mga ganyan, na iniisip nila, they wanna ask me about politics in the Philippines, about immigration issues here, pero parang, hindi ako masyado nag-i-input, parang quiet lang, hindi ako ganun.
Pareho tayo, parang I do feel that expectation na parang, ikaw ang babangka, or ikaw yung magsasalita, kasi ikaw yung, especially when I'm with family, or my parents' friends na syempre proud sa'yo yung magulang mo.
Correct.
Tapos, anong gagawin ko? Mag-host ako, magsasalita.
Sometimes I would rather talk to them about other things. Siguro kasi yun yung ginagawa natin. I just want to talk about something funny or light ayun, something that I don't have to think about too much. Parang ganun ba?
Dahil ginawa na natin. Yun yung nasa mind mo the entire time, di ba? What about, mga just questions out of the blue. Superhero. Sinong favorite do you have any at all?
Wala. Maybe superpower na gusto ko.
Yun.
Ano lang, to simple lang din. To fly. Hindi ko alam nung bata ko, meron akong something about flying. Parang tinignan ko yung mga ibon, parang ang sarap siguro, nandun ka sa taas, looking, at everybody down there at a distance, as ang presko mo, then, ganun lang.
So that was a childhood thing, and even now you still feel
ngayon,
like it might be a good thing.
Naiisip ko na yan. Ano pa ba? Or be to be able to travel one place na in a snap. Parang ganun.
Napapag-usapan namin to ng daughters ko. Like what powers they want, what they want to have. I just remember my daughter would say, yung magiging invisible siya and then she can just teleport and be near her crush or something. Like she's already behind him and see what he's doing. Okay, if you had the attention of the world for 5 minutes.
Oh my God, I don't want it, Cherie.
Kakasabi lang natin.
I'm a nobody, don't listen to me. Parang yung sabihin ko.
Siguro yun nga, like now, do you mind if I ask you if we tell people your age? Like how
Oh yeah, I don't mind. I'm 39.
39. When did you become a journalist?
Oh
When did
my
you-
God, 2007.
2007.
So ilang years. Hindi ko na alam. Let me compute that. Because I'm curious to, minsan iniisip ko. And I don't even know when I should or if I should stop counting because of what I do. Do I stop counting being a journalist when I left the Philippines?
Sabi nila kasi
or-
once a journalist, always a journalist.
Sige,
diba?
Kaya
nga
hina ako
parang-
sa math, ano ba yan? O, the 17 years.
17 years.
Oh, but nothing compared to, ikaw, syempre, sobrang ahead po si Cherie sa akin. Yeah.
Because of the age also. Yeah, so 17 years
Oh my God.
being a journalist, diba?
Crazy.
If you weren't a journalist, what's like another occupation that's probably
Sa totoo, nothing.
you're curious about?
My friends knew all this time that I wanted to be a news person. High school pa lang ako, di ba, pag-uusapan, anong enroll mo na school? Anong gusto mo maging ba? I would always say to be a journalist.
Ang galing naman. And
And then
kanina nga nabanggit mo, this is my dream job.
Yeah, and then it just happened. Grabe talaga.
So when you were in college, university, did you pursue
I
being
took
on
up
the paper? or
Philippine Mass
something?
Media in Lasal. Ayun. And then I got my first job with RPN9 even before I marched for graduation. And then wala, tuloy-tuloy na yun. Hindi na ako nakapagpahinga. Ano ba yan?
How nice. Well, how nice that you really pursued and ended up doing
I know.
what you
Sobrang,
wanted to do.
I couldn't believe it. Na yung mga pinapanood ko ngayon, parang pang script sa pelikula, pero yung mga pinapanood ko dati, I ended up working
With them, right? Mm-hmm.
Like si Miss Pia, Ontiveros, si Pinky, when I would see them, nung sa TV, mga bata pa sila nun sa ANC, Cheche, si Miss Cheche, I never worked with her, but nakasabay ko siya sa field.
Right.
Parang surreal talaga.
Oo.
Yeah.
Oo.
And they've become my friends. It's so crazy how things turned out. Kaya sinasabi nila, tapos iniwan mo yun? Iniwan mo yun para mag-Canada.
Pero obviously, I can see now, no regrets, right?
No. Like, sinasabi nila, do you wanna retire there even? Hindi ko na rin nakikita. For now, matagal pa yun. I would happily just go back to visit. Both my parents are gone. My brothers naman, they're, busy with their own lives. I think okay na sa akin mag-visit. I'm really enjoying it here in Canada also. Kasi nga, hindi na homebody lang naman ako. Thanks to social media, I'm able to talk to my friends every so often. I miss them, pero okay na din.
So parang na-embrace mo, the family of your husband is like your family here. Then.
Yes. They're all here. Thank God. So, ayun, may support system kami dito.
And you're visiting the Philippines soon, right?
Tomorrow, diba? The day after this taping.
Sequester ko lang si Ina bago siya umalis.
We're flying to
palipad
Manila.
ng Manila.
Yeah, but for not so happy news because my father passed away. So there will be a funeral there for him. Ayun, ang hirap pala,
So our
Cherie, because
condolences to your family and the family of your
thank
husband.
you. It's so difficult pala going home for that reason. Tapos now it's the holiday season. At the same time, you're excited to go
Parang
back home.
contrasting yung
Dahil you're gonna
pakiramdam.
see everybody again. Ang hirap pala nung ganitong sitwasyon.
So how long will you be back in the Philippines?
And we fly back January 15. Matagal din.
But
Thankfully,
that's the peak of the holiday season. So
Correct,
it's a good
correct.
time to be. That's the best time for me to be in the Philippines. It's really the holiday season.
I just hope that traffic isn't gonna be that bad. Sabihin nilang arte mo, traffic yung pinoproblem.
Uy, that's a real problem. Ngayong holiday
Because
season,
traffic,
my gosh.
it eats up time. That's the most important thing, di ba?
For sure. Hindi nga yun, hindi nga maliit na dahilan yung sinasabi ng iba na, I know someone that's one of the main reason that he actually wants to leave the Philippines is because of the traffic. Para ganyan. Kasi, oras yan eh.
It's lost income, literally. Diba? I think there's a study even saying because of the traffic congestion in Metro Manila, daily production lost is like, 2 billion pesos. Parang ganun.
Even before pa nasa billions na yan.
Yeah, and the sad part is, it's just accepted by everybody. Hindi naman accepted, pero parang, wala eh. We just still go to work. Diba? And wait and hope until things get better, which, ang hirap. Ang hirap maghintay.
What about Canada do you love the most?
It's clean. I think it's a better environment for raising a child. I like the idea of my daughter growing up with, around different people, cultures. And the focus on family is here for me. It's better. The system allows you to be better parents. Parang ganun ang pakiramdam ko.
Mas involved ka kasi eh.
Yeah, I guess so.
Walang choice. You really have to be involved.
In a way, the system has assistance for parents, diba? If you're low income.
Right.
If you're a low income household in the Philippines, ang hirap.
Oo.
Ang hirap.
Dito there are community centers na you can also enjoy what your kids of parents who make more money, even the ones with low income can enjoy the same activities. Let's say tennis lessons, for example, or swimming, or may subsidized na ganong mga services, di ba?
Yun, school. Now, if I think about it, oh my God, paano ko kaya masusustento yung schooling ng anak ko in Manila? If I want to send her to the same kind of school that I went to. Ngayon ko sobrang na-appreciate. Hindi ko alam how my parents did it. To give me quite a comfortable life growing up. Parang, my God, ang dami palang effort going into that. Hindi natin na-appreciate nung bata tayo. So I'm so thankful that I'm here. Kahit pa paano mas madali, that's one thing off my mind.
Libre kasi. Unless they go to private
funded,
unless they go to private schools. But here, there's no big reason to go to private schools. The public schools are very well run.
Yeah. And in the Philippines kasi, sabihin nila, libre naman public school eh. Diba, Cherie? But come on, that's not the reality there.
May ibang probinsya na maganda pa rin talaga ang public schools. But these are more the exceptions than the rule, diba? We have brilliant students in public schools, but the system itself and the infrastructure and the resources are not there. So, mahirap simula ng mga...
Oo nga, never mind. Sabihin naman nila, ang grateful ako.
I think that's exactly the tools, no, that we can have. A very strong tool is to be grateful.
Yeah. Sabi ko nga no matter what happens here in Canada, ang layo pa rin ito sa pinanggalingan natin. So I'm still always
thankful and happy. Anything else that you want people to know about you? Hindi nga, shy ka nga. Baka sabihin mo, it's okay.
I don't know. No, I'm waiting for Luna to be called in for daycare.
Okay.
Para finally, I can maybe try to find part-time work outside the house naman. That's what I'm looking forward to next. I finished a course here during the pandemic. Occupational health and safety.
Ang dami mong nagawa.
Yeah.
Kahit na...
Occupational health and safety.
Imagine from 0 to 3 years old si Luna, nagawa mo to.
I know.
Occupational health.
I was studying in the morning.
Occupational health and safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was studying in the morning, doing the thrice a week
Hindi
work.
ka rin talaga mapakali. No?
Yeah, and then taking care of a newborn. Medyo nakakaloka din, but I don't know again how I managed.
Why that? Why that particular program or course?
Parang at that time, sa totoo lang, I thought it would be something in demand. Yun lang yung nasa isip ko noon. Yung mga safety officer kung tawagin na dito. Hopefully, ma-apply ko siya. Magamit ko na.
Pag naka-daycare na si Luna. How many hours ba pag mag-start mag-daycare?
It's up to you. They ask you. Ang sabi ko nga, varied pa lang because I wanna, introduce her to the daycare system slowly. So, hindi muna every day. Twice a week maybe for an hour to begin with the first few weeks and then hanggang full-time siya doon. I wanna make sure na hindi siya magkaroon ng sipanks. That's what we say.
Meron yan sa una. But the good thing about the daycare centers here, it's always proximity-wise, malapit sa bahay mo.
As
yan.
in walking distance na.
Kailangan
Yung mga ganung
walking
bagay, diba?
distance.
It's so great.
Yes.
It's so great.
Na you always have a, what do they call that? The catchment school, which should be walking distance. Kaya nga, hindi sila, yung mga nagsuschool bus, ano yan, no? Parang special permit yan if they allow you to go outside of your catchment school. Because of special reasons. Like yung iba, on the way to work, mas gusto ng parent na ihatid siya to a school that's on the way to work. Kasi minsan kahit catchment school mo yun, pero it's on the opposite way to work ng parents, yun, papayagan kang halimbawa, dun siya i-enroll.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, how exciting to have. It's such a precious time to have a toddler. Yan kasi yung mga pinaka-cute moments di ba? Yung mga naughty but cute moments.
Ay, nako po. Don't get me started about being naughty. Grabe yung anak ko. Very
Do you see yourself
silly.
in her?
I do. Ano ba yun?
Kaya parang,
medyo lumalabas. Medyo minsan maldita din siya. When she doesn't want something, hindi mo siya mapipilit. Parang ganun. Ganun din ako. When she doesn't like what you're doing to her, she will tell you, no. Parang, don't do that. Ganun din ako. Sabi ko, patay, ano ba to?
Eto na. Full circle na.
Oo. But I don't know. I'm very curious to see how yung pagpapalaki sa kanila ng school system here will do to her. Kasi ako paniniwala ko in the Philippines, children there are raised very differently, diba? Very, obedience, authority, di ba? Parang ang tendency ng mga bata talaga masunurin sa lahat. Dito, they're very independent. And they're
encouraged to think independently.
Yeah, so I wanna see how that
to
goes for her.
Voice out their opinions.
Oo, yung mga bata dito, di ba? Very na rin. To some extent though, minsan nasa-shock ako, no? Pag nasa park ako, I hear some kids talking like adults na. Naku, ayoko naman nun.
Oo, right. There's a way to...
So you have to balance it out yung pagiging Pilipino natin and yung pagiging multicultural dito sa Canada.
So yun, pipiliin mo pa rin yung mga values na talagang gusto mong ma-retain nila, 'di ba? It's a balance of being able to express what you're thinking and still respectfully say it. Even adults have a hard time with that. Still respectfully. I was told by another wise person I know, anything you have in mind, you can actually say it. You can say it. There's just a way to say it. It's a matter of how you say it. So yun yung mahirap, yung how you say it.
May advantage na tayo in a way because we're trained to be always careful about what we say, no? Mas conscious tayo about, wag mo sasabihin yun, it might be hurtful offensive to others, ganun.
Okay, thank you so much, Ina, for guesting. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. I had fun. Thank you so much.
I discovered some things about you today that I didn't know before. Ina and I were not naman close
talagang colleagues lang.
Oo, colleagues. We see each other lang at work. But I don't know, the feeling is different. Like when I saw you today, parang, it connects you to your roots back home, diba?
Syempre,
when
we're abroad, it's like diba? It's so nakakatawa makakita ka lang ng kababayan mo. Lang kakilala mo pa, even, diba?
Exactly. So I did enjoy connecting with you today. Thank you so much, and we look forward to your other projects or to your the shows
so
that you have.
And good luck to you guys.
Enjoy
here.
the Philippines.
I will. I'll be back.
We'll see you again in our next episode of our podcast. Bye for now.